If you're around 30, this might hit home. In the United States, nearly half of households have no retirement savings. Depending on the survey consulted, roughly 30% of adults have set aside exactly $0 for retirement. Now, imagine this: you are 30 years old. You wake up on a Monday, grab your phone, and open your banking app. Your checking account shows a balance of a few $100s until your next paycheck. Your credit card balance is a few thousand, something you're trying not to dwell on. When you check for retirement savings, it says, "No accounts found." This isn't a rare horror story. For millions of people your age, that's the norm. On Instagram, it may seem like everyone your age is traveling, enjoying brunches, buying new cars, and upgrading their apartment. But behind those filtered photos, the average 30-year-old is more likely to be living paycheck to paycheck, carrying high-interest debt, and having little to nothing invested for their future. Here is the part that really stings. Most people don't realize they're falling behind until it's painfully obvious. By then, catching up becomes much harder. In this video, we will do 3 things: compare where your finances should be at age 30 versus where they actually are for most people. Break down 3 simple fixes you can start right now: a reality-based budget, a smart approach to debt, and automation. Finally, we'll show you how your future self could look back and be grateful you watched this. There's no shame involved, no get-rich-quick nonsense, just a brutally honest look at the numbers and what you can do about them. What you were told versus what you are living. By the age of 30, you have likely heard some version of the ideal money script. It goes something like this: you should have an emergency fund with 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved. You should be saving 10 to 15% of your income for retirement. Your bad debt should mostly be under control. You should have started investing years ago. Some guidelines suggest that by your mid-30s, you should aim to have around 1 to 1.5 times your annual salary saved for retirement. That's the should. In reality, the typical household under 35 has a median retirement balance of under $20,000, with many having significantly less or nothing at all. When you factor in rising rents, student loans, car payments, and the overall cost of living in 2025, the picture gets grim. To better illustrate the financial reality for many 30-year-olds, let's consider a typical income scenario. When the paycheck arrives, bills and minimum payments are automatically deducted. A few purchases are made for food, gas, and the occasional "I deserve this treat," leaving the account dwindling back towards zero. The notion of investing often gets pushed to the back burner with the thought, "I will start when I make more money." But let's be honest for a moment. Are you saving intentionally, or just hoping there is something left over at the end of the month? Do you know your total debt balance and the interest rates you're paying? If you lost your job tomorrow, how many weeks could you survive without panicking? Most people don't have clear answers to these questions. This isn't due to laziness or a lack of intelligence. Rather, the stress of financial management can be overwhelming, and the system is often unhelpful. The good news is that you don't need a perfect plan, just a simple and realistic one that fits your life. And that starts with Fix 1, the 20-minute reality budget. Let's move away from the traditional concept of a budget. A budget should not feel like a punishment or remind you of your mom scolding you about your coffee habits. A reasonable budget is essentially a map showing where your money actually goes versus where you want it to go. You can create a straightforward reality budget in about 20 minutes. Step 1. Review your expenditures from the last 30 days. Gather your bank and credit card statements. Don't judge your spending, observe. You can visualize this for clarity by highlighting transactions and sorting them into 4 basic categories: needs, rent, utilities, groceries, basic transportation, and minimum debt payments. Wants, dining out, streaming services, shopping, travel, and miscellaneous Amazon purchases. Debt attack, any amount paid above the minimum debt payments. Future you, savings, and investments. For example, if you make $3,000 a month after taxes, your reality might look like this: needs, $2,100, wants, $700, debt attack, $0, and future you, $0. This realization is often an eye-opener that many people never experience. Step 2. Decide on your new target budget percentages. Now it's time to redraw your financial map. Remember, you're not aiming for perfection right away. You're simply adjusting the percentages. Your new goals might look like this: needs 60 to 65%, wants 15 to 20%, debt attack 10 to 15%, future you 10 to 15%. The exact figures may vary depending on your specific situation. The key takeaway is that you are reducing the wants category while allocating funds for debt attack and future you for the first time. Step 3. Create an early win. Here is your initial payoff. For the next 7 days, track every dollar you spend. You can do this using a note-taking app. No fancy tools are required. You will gain more insight into your spending habits in those 7 days than most people learn in 7 months. Once you see where your money is actually going, you will have the power to make an informed choice, something most 30-year-olds fail to do. This isn't about eliminating all fun. It's about recognizing that while you still want to enjoy life, you also want to create a different future 5 years from now. The budget is your pathway to making that future a reality. Next, let's tackle the biggest wealth killer in your 30s, high-interest debt. Fix 2. Eliminating high-interest debt. High-interest debt is like running on a treadmill that speeds up every month. You keep paying and paying, yet your balance barely decreases. If you're dealing with credit cards charging 20% or more interest or personal loans with harsh terms, that's not just normal debt, it's a wealth destroyer. Step 1. List all your debts. Open a note and write down the following information for each debt. For example, credit card, personal loan, student loan, balance, interest rate, and minimum payment. Yes, this may feel uncomfortable, but do it anyway. This is your battle plan. Step 2. Choose one debt to attack first. There are 2 main strategies to consider. Debt avalanche. Focus extra money on the debt with the highest interest rate first. This method is mathematically ideal. Debt snowball. Focus on paying off the smallest balance first. This approach can be more emotionally satisfying as you achieve quick wins. For most 30-year-olds, either method is better than the current approach of making random payments and hoping the debt will disappear. Choose the strategy you feel most likely to stick with and commit to it. Every month, I will allocate every extra dollar towards eliminating this one debt until it is gone. Step 3. Lock in a debt attack number. Return to your budget and decide how much you will cut from your discretionary spending to put towards your debt. For instance, you could cut $150 of wants and allocate that amount to your debt repayment. Alternatively, you could commit to directing every raise, bonus, or tax refund toward this specific balance. The key to success is consistency, even if the initial amount seems small. Step 4. Celebrate each milestone. Every time you pay off a credit card or loan, treat it as a significant achievement. Take a screenshot of the $0 balance, share the news with a friend, or treat yourself to a small planned reward. It's important to remember that having debt does not make you a failure. The system we live in often relies on lending and spending. However, you are not powerless in this situation. When you intentionally start paying down high-interest debt, you're doing something that many people in their 30s don't fully commit to. As your debt payments decrease, you will free up essential cash flow that can be automated for future endeavors. Fix 3. Automate your future. Here's the blunt truth. If your plan relies on your ability to remember to save and invest every month, it's likely to fail. This isn't due to laziness. Life is simply distracting. Bills, stress, friends, family, and social media all vie for your attention, making it challenging to delay gratification consistently. Therefore, we need to establish a system that does this work for you. Step 1. Pay future you first. On payday, automatically transfer funds from your checking account to savings. Consider setting up transfers to a high-yield savings account for emergencies, contributions to a 401k, especially with employer matching, investments in an IRA or a broad index fund. Consistent contributions can lead to significant growth over time. Step 2. Start small, then increase. Start with whatever you can afford, such as $50 a month. It's better than waiting for a perfect moment. Gradually increase contributions with raises or round-up transfers as your financial situation improves. Step 3. Make sabotage harder. Keep long-term savings in a different app. Schedule transfers right after payday and ensure they require effort to cancel. This way, good choices become the default, allowing your money to work for you quietly in the background as you build your future. Imagine yourself at 40. Scenario A, you didn't make any changes. You know you should do something, but you keep waiting. Your finances are stressful, with high balances and low savings. Scenario B, you took action, created a budget, cut unnecessary expenses, and gave your money a clear purpose. You tackled debt and set up automatic transfers for savings. When a 40-year-old checks their accounts, it feels different. You have a genuine emergency fund. High-interest debt is reduced or gone. Investments give you hope. Okay, I am not as behind as I thought. Future, you appreciates your honesty in budgeting, sticking to a debt plan, and automating savings. Small decisions in your 30s have lasting impacts. Right now, a few changes can lead to a different life. Most don't realize this, but you don't have to be average. Now you know the average financial stats and the 3 steps to get started. The big question remains, how can you build wealth on a $40,000 income in 2025? Next week's video, How to Build Wealth on $40,000, will cover structuring a realistic budget, reasonable allocations for debt, savings, and investing, a practical wealth-building plan without extreme frugality or luck. If you are serious about changing your financial path, don't miss it. Click through and let's start building your plan. And don't forget to subscribe.